Welcome back to the channel, and today we are diving deep into the most shocking superhero sequel in development, Samaritan 2, the follow-up to 2022's Samaritan that became Amazon Prime Video's #1 movie for 3 consecutive weeks and proved that Sylvester Stallone still has the power to carry an entire franchise on his shoulders. And if you thought the first film's twist ending was mind-blowing, you are absolutely not prepared for what writer Braji F. Schutt has been quietly constructing as the next chapter in the saga of Granite City's most complicated hero. The sequel was officially confirmed in October 2023 by Amazon MGM Studios, with Stallone finalizing his return deal before the SAG-AFTRA strike. And while no release date has been announced, industry insiders speculate a late 2026 or 2027 debut on Prime Video, meaning audiences have been waiting over 4 years to discover what happens after that jaw-dropping revelation that changed everything we thought we knew about this story. Sylvester Stallone returns as Joe Smith, the garbage collector who the entire world believed was Samaritan, the legendary superhero who died in a fiery warehouse battle with his twin brother Nemesis 25 years ago. But the shocking truth revealed in the final moments of the first film is that Joe was never Samaritan at all. He was Nemesis, the villain who survived, consumed by guilt, and spent decades hiding in plain sight, trying to atone for the atrocities that destroyed his family and his city. The first film established that Samaritan and Nemesis were twin brothers born with superhuman abilities in Granite City, where terrified residents burned down their family home and killed their parents simply because the twins were different. And while Samaritan grew up to become the city's protector, Nemesis was consumed by revenge, forging a mystical sledgehammer fueled by his own hatred that became the only weapon capable of harming either brother, leading to their epic confrontation at the power plant where Samaritan refused to kill his own brother. The ceiling gave way, and despite Nemesis's desperate attempt to save him, Samaritan fell to his death in the flames, leaving Nemesis alone with his guilt and the masks of both brothers burning together. 25 years later, young Sam Cleary discovered Joe's secret and helped him embrace redemption. But Samaritan 2 is expected to explore the fallout of that revelation on a massive scale, with Joe now publicly known as the man who saved Granite City from Cyrus's reign of terror, forcing him to confront whether a villain can truly become a hero when his past is no longer buried, and whether the city that once burned his family alive will ever accept the man beneath the mask. Javon Walton is expected to return as Sam Cleary, the 13-year-old who saw heroism where everyone else saw a broken old man, and the sequel will likely age Sam up significantly, testing whether their mentor-protege bond can survive the weight of Joe's true identity being exposed, while Sam grapples with the fact that the hero he idolized was actually the villain who killed him, and whether he can still believe in the good he saw in Joe when the entire world is screaming that a monster cannot change. The first film's supporting cast, including Dasha Polanco as Tiffany Cleary, Sam's hardworking mother who represents the struggling soul of Granite City, and Martin Starr as Albert Kassler, the journalist who spent 20 years researching Samaritan, only to discover the truth was darker than any headline, could return to ground the sequel in the human cost of superhero mythology. While new characters will inevitably emerge to challenge Joe's fragile redemption, possibly including a new villain who discovers the truth about Nemesis and seeks to exploit it, or perhaps another superhuman who survived the same experiments or accidents that created the twin brothers, raising the terrifying possibility that Joe and Samaritan were never alone in their powers.
Writer Braji F. Schutt, who originally conceived Samaritan as a spec script before adapting it into Mythos Comics graphic novels with Mark Olivant and Renzo Podesta, is the only confirmed creative return beyond Stallone, and his deep understanding of this world means the sequel will likely expand the mythology in bold directions, possibly exploring the origin of the twins' powers, the full history of Granite City's relationship with superhumans, and whether other cities have their own hidden legends waiting to emerge from the shadows. Director Julius Avery, who brought gritty visual poetry to the first film with his experience on Overlord and The Pope's Exorcist,
has not been confirmed to return, and his potential departure leaves the director's chair open for someone who can match his ability to balance intimate character drama with explosive superhero action, with names being floated in industry circles as Amazon MGM searches for the right filmmaker to helm this crucial sequel. The production design of Samaritan was one of its greatest strengths, with Atlanta, Georgia transformed into the decaying industrial hellscape of Granite City, where rusted factories, crumbling apartment blocks, and rain-soaked streets created a world that felt genuinely lived in and desperate. And the sequel is expected to expand this aesthetic into new territories, possibly showing how the city has changed since Joe's public heroism, or taking the story to new locations where other superhuman secrets have been buried. The musical score by Jed Kurtzel and Kevin Kiner, which merged menacing electronics with dark orchestration to create an ominous backdrop for the vigilante thriller, will need to evolve for the sequel. With Kurtzel's experience on Alien Covenant and The Babadook, and Kiner's legendary work on Star Wars, The Clone Wars, and Peacemaker, providing the perfect foundation for a score that captures both the weight of redemption and the fury of a man who cannot escape his past. Amazon MGM Studios has every reason to make this sequel unforgettable, because Samaritan represents a rare, original superhero franchise born from streaming rather than comics or existing IP. Samaritan 2 represents the promise that superhero cinema can still surprise us, asking what it truly means to be a hero when you were born to be a villain. Whether redemption is possible when your sins are public, and if one man with nothing left to lose can choose to be better when everything in his nature demands he destroy. So, keep your eyes peeled for director announcements, casting news, and the first trailer drops, because Samaritan 2 is not just another superhero sequel. It is the next great chapter in the story of a villain who decided to become a hero. And we will be right here, breaking down every frame, every rumor, and every explosive revelation until Granite City rises from the ashes once again.